So today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the greatest sacrifices in history. And well, this is not a huge sacrifice in terms of a spectacle. It wasn't someone or an army or a group of people deciding to sacrifice themselves for the greater good. Well, kind of, but not really. It's not like in the movies. It wasn't a single person, say, jumping on top of a grenade or killing themselves or doing whatever. No, it was more symbolic, but it did save quite a lot of lives. So yeah, you don't really talk about this enough. I actually just recently came across this, and it is a shame that we don't know about this because a lot of people sacrifice themselves for this. Anyway, let's get right into it. So, picture this. You are living in the town of Eyam. It's not far from Sheffield, and it's 1665. You've just, not so long ago, come out of the English Civil War. You've just, 5 years before, had a new king, Charles II, and you were living a normal life in this small village of 800 people. You're doing okay, kind of struggling, and just living life, trying to cope. When suddenly, the Great Plague. Quite inconvenient. It killed a lot of people in the end. But in your town of, like I said, 800 people, around 2 to 3 people are getting infected on the daily. And the majority of those people are dying. These are people you grew up with, your friends, your family. So it hits hard. And your close family, to try and avoid this, want to leave and go to Sheffield or nearby towns. You can't go to London because, first of all, that's too far away, and second of all, that's kind of chaotic with the whole political situation and the whole it's London. The plague hit worse there. Well, you want to leave. I mentioned this before, and so you and your family, very much like not like many others, start packing because you just can't stay there. And this guy, the clergyman of the village, comes up. It probably wasn't like it probably didn't happen like this, but let's just say it did. He comes up in the middle of the town square and says, "Hey guys, so I know you're scared. A lot of your loved ones have died. Me too. But this plague, it's spreading from fleas to rats, from rats to humans, and then from humans to humans. Problem is, if you leave, some of you may be infected and you may not even know it. So you're probably going to spread it and take it on to, say, Sheffield and make things worse for everyone because a lot more people are going to get infected because of you and a lot more people are going to die. So here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we just all stay put? And yes, I know a bunch of you guys are going to die, but it's for the greater good. Because some of you may die. I know loved ones, family, friends, whatever. But in bigger cities, it's gonna be even worse. And we're only 800 people, minus the ones who have already died. So why don't you stay put and join me in trying to save more people? Surprisingly enough, the town listened, like the village listened, town village maybe. The people listened, and the vast majority, if not everyone, stayed in the village in Eyam, spelled Eyam. I mean, if anyone left, probably say one or two, but I highly doubt anyone left. Well, things got really bad really soon. Around not long after this happened, 5 to 6 people were dying on the daily. In other words, yeah, on the daily. That's fact. That's like at the peak. I mean, some days there were less deaths, some days there were none, some days there were more, but on average, 5 to 6 deaths on the daily. So, a lot of people wanted to flee, but of course, for the greater good, they stayed put. And literally everyone either died, became really sick and recovered, although not many people did, knew someone who had, from their close family, who had been infected and died, or had their friends or anyone they know infected and died. literally no single person managed to survive the plague without having tons of emotional scars. And by the summer of 1666, so, you know, not around the time when the Big Fire of London hit, but of course, this didn't affect you like in this case. Well, around 260 people had died of a town of 800. 260 people. That is over a quarter of the town. Over 25% of the population of the town died in just a few months. But of course, if they hadn't stayed there, they probably would have carried the plague onto Sheffield, for example, and a lot more people would have died. And it's this small but really significant piece of sacrifice that I wanted to talk about, because you don't really hear about it, like you literally don't hear about it, but it's this small town which literally, they knew a lot of people would die, but they knew if they died, less people in general would die. And it's not a heroic sacrifice in the traditional sense, but it was. They just died so less people would die, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, that is the sacrifice I wanted to talk about. It's really short, I know, but I couldn't not say it. And it also coincidentally fits in with my theme. If you know why I'm saying this, you know. If you know, you know. I'm not gonna explain it. But yeah, it's just this small sacrifice, which has huge, not exactly noticeable. Like, the consequences, you can't exactly say, oh, they did this for nothing, or oh my god, they saved so many lives. But you can tell, kind of, not by numbers, but by guessing, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because there's not much else to say. And yeah, that's gonna be it. I hope you liked it. I hope you found it interesting. And yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.